in Cyberjaya. We would like you to share, like, comment our video today, and the most important thing is to share to your friends, your neighbors, your family, anyone you think that could really get something beneficial from our live streaming today. Share, like, subscribe. Again, parents, I would like to remind everyone to do us a really big favor, to share this on all your social media platforms, on your Instagram account, WhatsApp status, in your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook profile, Twitter accounts, anywhere in the world. Share our link today so that everyone in this world would get a little benefit on how to treat or how to teach our children the Brainy Bunch way. Inshallah. We would be live with our special guest today in a moment's notice. So hang on, sit tight, and share as far wide as you can. Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good day. I am Uncle Fatah. I would be your moderator for today for our very special Brainy Bunch FB Live session. We would be live for several days a week, and we would bring onto stage several of our special guests to share with everyone how we educate children the Brainy Bunch way. Now, today with me, we have a very special guest today. I think most of you out there know who she is. She's a very familiar face in Brainy Bunch. Our guest for today is no other than Aunty Karisma. She is the head of training for our kindergarten teachers, and she is well known. Everybody knows her from our year-end concerts. She's been there every single weekend as the MC. Welcome, Aunty Karisma, to Brainy Bunch FB Live today. Welcome, Aunty Karisma.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you. Thank you for having me today.
All right. Thank you very much for coming, Aunty Karisma. Before we start, could we just have a little bit of introduction about yourself from you?
All right. So I am Aunty Karisma, and I am heading the training department of Brainy Bunch. I do train our teachers and to make them equipped on how to teach our children in preschool.
Preschool, alhamdulillah. Yes. Now, she's trained me several times before, so I know that she is more than capable to discuss about our topic today. Now, it begs the question, what is our specific topic today? Our topic today is naughtiest moments, how naughty kids are dealt with here at Brainy Bunch. Now, I'm sure parents at home, you have those naughty kids at home you're dealing with every single day. So us at school, the teachers, we're going to share how we deal with them in school, how we educate them, and how we turn that naughtiness into something that we can actually use or control. All right. Now, I'm moving on to our first question to Aunty Karisma. What does it take for a student to be considered, or what does it take for a student to be considered as naughty, and is being naughty actually a bad thing?
Now, first and foremost, we need to identify the ground rules that is set in school and at home for you to be able to identify if a child is being naughty or not. Because naughtiness is a behavior wherein the child is disobedient, meaning he cannot follow a certain rule. So for Brainy Bunch, we teach them ground rules, especially in January, where all the rules in the classroom are taught. And of course, when they don't follow, we might think that, okay, this child is on the naughty side. But I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. For me, naughtiness is not a bad thing. It's something natural. I think you've been naughty before. Like I was naughty when I was a little girl. And the only thing is how do we deal with naughtiness? How are we going to change that naughtiness to something positive?
All right. Okay, so now we understand that a student to be naughty, sometimes they don't necessarily follow the rules that we set. Sometimes it's a blanket statement, or this child is naughty because that child did not follow our ground rules. He or she did not follow our one flow traffic in our classroom. That boy is naughty, that girl is naughty. Sometimes we put a blanket statement. So you're saying that it's not necessarily anything that you do wrong is to be considered as naughty, but there's further assessment that has to be done.
Yes, you need to identify what are the causes of this kind of behavior. Now, number one could be that the child is actually, the brain is still developing. All right. So, for example, at home, the mother says, "Don't eat the ice cream yet. You only get to eat it after you eat your dinner."
Okay.
But then the child still wants to eat the ice cream.
That sounds like me.
Then that is already perceived being naughty, isn't it? But we do have to understand that the brain of the child is still developing, and that the control, the part of the brain where the self-control is not yet developed.
Not yet.
So we as the adults, parents, must be more patient with that. We need to have open communication with our children. You need to be able to explain why. You know, when children are explained why, they will be able to adapt to what we want and how we want to be, how we want our children to be molded. So same in school, we have to explain why these rules are to be followed. All right?
Right. Making sure that they understand why those things are
and proper communication. Proper communication. I also have 3 children of my own, and whenever I want them to follow something, I will talk to them first. That's the most important thing, communication, because this behavior, the naughtiness behavior, actually is a way of their communication to us.
All right.
So it's up to us, how are we going to interpret and understand this kind of behavior and make it into a positive behavior. Yes.
All right. Now, viewers at home, as we've said before, if you have any burning questions out there, if you have anything that you'd like to ask Aunty Charisma today, you are more than welcome to hit us up in the comment section. And for those of you who like, shared, or comment, you could stand a chance to win tickets to Kidzania. Remember, who comments, likes, and shares our video today, you have the chance to win tickets to Kidzania. Now, that's a really wonderful place to bring your kids, and I'm sure that they won't be naughty there because they have lots of things to do over there. All right, Aunty Charisma, moving on to other questions. Let's say at home, for parents, what are the first steps that they can do when they are dealing with children that are expressing their naughty behavior?
Okay, so as I've mentioned, setting the rules at home would be number one. When they don't follow a certain rule, they should be told of the consequence.
The consequences.
So if the mom says, don't climb up the cabinet, for example, you will have a certain consequence when you do that. And I actually remember a story when I was young. My mom bought this new set of teacups. And me being naughty, I was on top of the table and I was angry with my sibling. So what I did was I kicked the tea set. So one teacup broke. And actually when my mom said that anyone who broke this teacup, I will put it around her neck.
Oh my gosh.
So into a necklace. So I actually had a teacup necklace when I was young.
You still have it now?
I don't have it now. Yeah, we throw it away. But, you know, if you say something like, this is the consequence that you will face, make sure that you have to do it.
Do it.
Because if you don't do it, the child will think that, oh, my mom will not do it
Nothing's gonna
anyway
happen.
because my mom loves me unconditionally. And all parents love their children
Yes.
unconditionally. So, you know, we need to have that certain limitation. Okay, do not ever give in. When your child throws tantrums and, you know, being naughty, for example, when you're doing your grocery shopping and they want something that, oh, I want to buy lollipop, and then you said, no, we're not going to buy lollipop because that's not in our grocery list.
Yeah.
And suddenly your child throw tantrum and start to cry and shout, leave your child.
Just leave them.
Leave your
them
child.
be.
Eventually, your child will stop from crying.
Yes.
Even if the other parents will look at you like, oh my, she can't control her own child. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You need to be able to make your child understand that if you are going to be this way when we are doing grocery shopping, I'm not gonna bring you along.
All right. Yes, making sure the rules are set.
Yes.
And then
The
if consequences are also met
Yes.
if they do something. Because as a teacher myself, I'm quite guilty of setting the rules and telling them consequences, but never really acting out,
yes.
implementing the
Yes.
consequences.
And for me also, as a teacher, you need, when rules are set, teachers should follow as well.
Yes.
So like
That's
when you ask them to push and pull the chair,
We should do the same.
teachers must also
Yes.
do it.
I'm guilty of that as well. You know, children sometimes in my classroom, when I tell them, if you don't do this, that, or the other, then this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But when they really do that thing, and I just, you know, we have a soft spot for them in our
Yes,
hearts, right?
yes, of
and
course.
we just can't do the things that we tell them that we're going to do.
Yes, but you know, in preschool, what's funny is when you ask them to push and pull your chair and you forget, they
will
actually remind
Yes.
you.
That's what we experience as teachers in school as well. Whenever we are caught doing something, and then the children correctly,
Yes.
together, they would say aloud, do not, they would read the hadith of do not drink while they stand.
Yes.
I remember there was this one event in the Great Hall, and there was this one boy who drank while he was standing, and all the lower elementary children were like reciting the hadith, do not drink while you stand. Now
Which is a good thing because
Yes.
they learn something.
Yes, that's wonderful. Okay, as a seasoned teacher, very experienced, advice to teachers like myself, very new teachers, what are your advices on how we approach children that are very naughty? For example, children that just can't sit still, that are naughty in the sense of they treat their friends bad, they do not listen to teachers, and in general just very naughty.
I think because they don't have that outlet, you need to make sure that your children are not bored. You need to be able to ask them why are they actually projecting this kind of behavior. If they are satisfied with what they're doing, or are the activities in the class being too easy or just too hard for them to handle. You need to be able to communicate with your students. Okay?
Communication and making sure that they have something in hand to do.
Yes, because they should have an outlet. You know, sometimes they have too much energy in them. Make them run outside. They should have that outlet to release their energy. That's why they cannot sit still. So let them go outside, have them run one round, and after that, eventually they will come down.
All right. Just giving them an outlet to express their energy.
Yes.
Because I really do think that some of these naughty children, they have this long-kept energy inside. They just
Yes.
need to let out.
Yes.
Sometimes in class, they do something I don't like, so they just tease everyone.
Because they are actually forced to do something that it's not what they want to do. Now you have to ask, what do you want to do? All right? Remember that we are in a Montessori school, and in a Montessori school, they have the freedom to choose.
Yes, the freedom to choose.
All right? So give that freedom to the child. Let them be independent.
All right. Okay. We have some questions from our FB Live comment section. We have a question from Suraya Ali. Parents lose control of their kids. I'm sure parents at home nowadays don't have more than 10 children at home. But how do you discipline 40 of them or 25 in our classrooms? How do you discipline a whole lot of them without losing our minds?
I think the only answer to that question is that teachers have more patience.
More patience.
We are more patient than parents. I myself am a parent and I lose my patience with my own children, but I don't lose my patience with my students,
Yes.
which is so weird. But I think, what can I say? Our students, our teachers rather, I try to motivate them. Not every day is a good day. I mean,
Yes,
it happens.
Yes, it happens some days in the week.
Yes.
It is not a good day.
Yes, sometimes we bring our problems from home to our work, and I myself am guilty with that as the previous teachers of our young preschoolers. But come to think of it, you always have to have that focus as an adult. The adult should always play the important role. A child is just like a sponge where a child will absorb anything you teach. So if you project something positive, the mood is positive, the children will have positive attitude as well.
All right, viewers at home, remember to like, share and comment our Facebook Live video today. And remember, if you do so, you have a chance to win 5 tickets to Kidzania. Now, Brainy Bunch, we also have our own station in Kidzania, if I'm not mistaken. You could have a chance for your children to become an auntie themselves and experience how it is to become one of our teachers. Now, remember, like, subscribe,
Subscribe
and share our video today to stand a chance to win tickets to Kidzania.
I hope I answered Puan Soraya's question.
Yeah, I think you got it very well. Now, we have a question here from Jack Razif. Now, this Mr. Jack Razif has 3 kids, a boy who's 6 years old, a 3-year-old girl, and an 8-month-old boy. How would he want to control the brother to not quarrel with the sister? Very specific question there.
Oh, okay. I'll try my best to answer that question. When you give your older child responsibility, in helping with the younger ones, giving them responsibility, making sure that they are, part of the process of parenting. Doesn't mean that parenting is only for parents. You need to involve the whole family. Make sure that you give a certain responsibility, and you will be surprised that your older child will be able to help you. Okay?
I think that's the same thing that we do in school, right?
Yes.
We give
that's
the
why we
older
have
ones,
mixed ages in the
ages.
classroom.
For example, my class, I have 11-year-olds, 10 and 9s. We always give the most responsibilities to the 11-year-olds so that they have something in their hand to do. All right.
And I want to add on. Now, if you give responsibility to your older child, you need to also give them reward.
Rewards as well.
Reward not in the sense of material things. Please try to avoid, okay, you help me with getting the diaper, for example, and then, or don't annoy your little sibling and I'm going to give you something like material things. Please avoid that.
Okay.
More on positive reinforcement, like giving them hugs and kisses, appreciating what they are doing. That is one thing that a child wants. And a child needs.
All right. Okay. Another question that we've prepared beforehand. Quite a controversial one.
All right.
Are children born naughty, or did they pick up the traits from their environment?
I would say it is because of the environment. That's why in Brainy Bunch, we have our prepared environment. We equipped our teachers with proper training on how to deal with children. There are different techniques that I try to teach because each individual child is different.
Yes.
So the technique that you will be doing or the strategy on how to deal with this certain child will be different from another child. Now, I don't think that is inborn. It will be the environment, the people surrounding the child is the one putting the the factors why the child is being naughty.
So the innate, the fitrah of the child is pure.
Yes.
It's totally pure, but the things that they are exposed to,
Yes.
things that they see. I think just talking about the children today, the movies that they watch, the television that they
Yes.
see, and the games that they play.
It's because of the parents allowing them to
Watch and
do. Yes.
everything.
So there's no screen time. What do you call that? You need to have a screen time like, okay, you only get to watch this from this time to this time. After that, done.
No, done. I do have a few parents in my classroom where they set rules for their children, and I see that their children come out as very children that are manageable. They do not harbor much anger inside of them, because we have experienced today that some children they really have this anger that they keep inside
Yes.
of them.
Another point is that when your child is throwing tantrums and being naughty, the tendency is the parents scream at them,
To scream at them.
right? So don't do that. Don't do that. The more you shout at your child, the more they will release their negativity, the naughtiness, the tantrums will all come out. So be calm. All right? In Brainy Bunch, how we do is we don't punish the children. We call it time out.
Time out.
Time out is we ask them to face the wall for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and we have to explain. Now, when you put a child into time out, after that, you need to explain why. A child should know, why am I being timed out?
Yes.
Because the child needs to know, what did I do wrong?
Because-
If you don't explain to a child, the child will be
Repeating.
doing it repeatedly.
All right, viewers, we have around 10 more minutes for our FB Live today. Again, as I've said before, we really appreciate your shares, your likes and subscribes. Again, if you do so, you will stand a chance to win tickets to Kidzania. Now, I'd like to pull a question, a really good question that follows one of your answers. Mr. Khairul Nizam Zaidi asks, what is the best way to reward my children to show appreciation when they behave well or achieve something?
The best is to give them hugs and kisses, and it's for free. You can do that anytime you want, and make sure that you tell other people of what they have done.
What they have done?
So, for example, you have relative coming in. Oh, mashallah, my child has done this, has done that, and when they hear you talk about them, the appreciation is there.
really seeps in.
And it boosts their
Your confidence,
morale and
morality.
yes.
Alhamdulillah. I think as adults as well, we really look forward and we
want our boss to
feel
appreciate
good, yes.
us and tell us straight to our face,
So
right? So
you done good.
yes, so
something
our children also wants
like-
that.
Alhamdulillah, inshallah. All right, we're moving on to the last parts of our session for today. I would like to ask Aunty Karisma the last question. Okay, I'd like to pick this question. Do you agree that a little naughtiness in class adds a little bit of spice and happiness?
Yes, I agree.
Agree, right?
Because without that, there's no, what do you call that? There's no spice. It tends to be boring sometimes when there's no one being naughty in the class. And you will observe that when you have that naughty child in the class and that child is absent, there's something missing, and you will feel that.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Aunty Karisma, for the answers to our questions just now. Do we have time for another question? Just one. How about one more, two more questions? One more question. All right. I'd like to answer. There's a question on Facebook Live. There, Mr. Jack Razif asked, "I like to send, but it's quite expensive." He sends his child elsewhere. From the management side, they say that the fees depend on the campus, and you could visit our website to have to communicate with our staff here and to get a really good quotation on how much is your child's education worth at your area, because sometimes the fees they differ depending on
we
campus.
have type A and type B.
Type B
depends on the area.
Depends on the area. All right. So as a teacher myself, I struggle with naughty children, but at the end of the day, sometimes those are the children that we love the most.
Yes.
As children that we remember the most.
Exactly.
And if they turn out very well, we become, alhamdulillah, we become very grateful to God that that through us they have garnered
we
education.
are the instrument.
We're only the instrument.
Yes.
So are there any last advices for mums and dads and teachers out there?
Okay, for mums and dads, all you need to do is to communicate with your children, be open with them, listen to what they will tell you, be attentive to their needs, not their wants.
Is that all, Aunty Karisma?
That's all for me.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Every day is a day for learning new things. I think as teachers, every day we encounter new types of children, what with the digital age and everything. Now, our video here would be on Facebook forever. I think it would be here forever. So if you would like to share and subscribe, if you please would like to share, subscribe to our Facebook account, comment on all our videos to show your appreciation to the work that we do today, because it's a very tremendous, it's a very satisfying work for the teachers, and for the management it's a very satisfying work as well to actually deal with these children and to help them be better humans, be better servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, please like, subscribe, share, comment, have chances to win tickets to Kidzania. And with that, I'd like to thank Aunty Karisma for coming on.
Thank you also for having me today.
Thank you very much for coming over for FB Live. Sorry? Oh, all right. And I have a announcement for Mr. Jack Razif. Mr. Jack Razif, who commented very actively on our Facebook Live. You tickets to Kidzania, 5 tickets to Kidzania, so you can bring your wife and your 3 children, all right? Or you can just...
Alhamdulillah, you can bring other children as well.
Other children as
and
well.
And please visit Brainy Bunch Academy.
You can visit us at our HQ campus in Cyberjaya. We have all the time to entertain all your questions and everything. Once again, thank you very much to Aunty Karisma. I am Uncle Fatah, signing off for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.